go into the specific details of the cases that you mentioned, the ANC's position on these issues is that where there are allegations against particular deployees at a senior level, those matters, there's a procedure to deal with that. The SG calls in the particular deployee. If there are substance to it, the matters then refer to the Integrity Commission. And that's the procedure. The Integrity Commission then investigates, and one of the things that we did last year was to give our Integrity Commission, chaired by Reverend Chikani, its own budget so that it can employ its own personnel to be able to have the capacity to look at these cases. And the Integrity Commission will then investigate the matter and then come back to the NEC and say that these are our findings and these are our recommendations. So that's the procedure across the board. And certainly in the specific instance that you mentioned, that's what the ANC will do. Because we need to make sure that we apply our rules and procedures across the board, no matter who the deployee is.
Thank you very much.
Just to say that in regard to the capacity of municipalities, National Treasury and COGTA, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, have got capacity building programs for municipalities because they've got the responsibility in terms of Section 154 to build capacity on municipalities. They don't have to wait for a challenge or a crisis. From time to time, they must make sure that they capacitate municipalities. So I know that these two departments have got dedicated programs to an extent that they even second officials to district and certain municipalities. You remember at some stage, the court took a judgment in regard, I think by then the minister was Comrade Tito Mboweni, that he should take over the running of Lekwa municipality. And there is a lot of work that is being done by Treasury to address the problems that are affecting Lekwa. The Department of Water Affairs is working directly with the district municipalities and certain local municipalities, which are water authorities, to address some of the challenges. You go to Val, Stibeng, the Department of Water and Sanitation is working very closely with the Mfuleni municipality to deal with the problem of sewage spillage along the Val dam and the Val River and the challenges that are there. The ESCOM bill, many municipalities were unable to service the ESCOM bill. National Treasury has intervened in that regard. So there are lots of programs within the intergovernmental relations framework that national government and provincial governments are doing in local governments to try to build capacity and intervene where there are challenges. Thanks.
Can I maybe just also mention one example of this issue about intergovernment relationship? If you look, for example, at the Gauteng transformer replacement program, it's a problem that we've been sitting with for Soweto for the last, I don't know how long. The problem of Orange Farm and other areas, where transformers have been damaged and communities without electricity for sometimes years, but at least months and months and months. The Gauteng provincial government has taken the initiative to sign agreements with municipalities in Joburg, in Ekurhuleni, and Sedibeng to assist them to be able to, together working with ESCOM, to provide the funding to replace these transformers. And they've started to roll out that program. So in a sense, I think that part of the lessons is to make sure to not, look at local government from a distance and criticize it, but we were able to say that where can national government intervene, where can provincial government intervene, and working together with local government, because our system of government is one. The Constitution gives different responsibilities to national, provinces, and local, but it also say to us that we need an intergovernmental framework where we are able to meet the needs of citizens and progressively make sure that we address the question about extension of basic services to everybody.
Thank you, Comrade Phoebe. I'd like to then proceed. Do we have any other question? I do suppose that your questions were all responded to, comprehensively responded to, ENC, but you may proceed.
Just an element of monitoring and evaluation. Of course, government has now published the integrated resource plan, which proposes spending about 6 trillion to stabilize the power grid. I mean, you spoke about Eskom as well. If implemented, how are you looking at playing good oversight to this to ensure that the money used here will be channeled for the right processes and that this will stabilize indeed the power grid, fighting the energy crisis? On the matter of the international criminal justice, are you confident that you will come back with positive results, that the legal team you've sent, of course, in the Department of Correctional Services will yield positive results in seasonifying between Israel and Palestine as well? Just lastly, again, I'm just want to be cheeky and push. I think Ms. Fakir to sideline the question a bit, but is this matter going to be discussed around the Minister of Higher Education and Learning? Calls are mounting for him to resign. It's a burning issue. Is the NEC going to discuss this matter? Will you have a meeting with him? Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's, of course, in the context of our task related to fighting corruption. Thank you very much. Briefing.
Okay. Let me start with a question in the middle about the case at the ICJ, whether we're confident that we will win. I mean, I think that we've got a good case. And part of it is also to do with the extent to which the senior Israeli government officials have been making genocidal statements. You know, in the court papers, and I'm sure you guys have access to it, the papers, the case that we found was created to be able to deal with the Holocaust and prevent something like that happening again.